This is another one of Fitness Blender's HIIT cardio and abs workouts. In this workout, we're going to be going through 8 different groups of 2 exercises per group. One of those exercises is going to be cardio, done in a Tabata style of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 4 times through. The other exercise is going to be a core exercise, and we'll be doing that for 50 seconds straight. You're not going to need any equipment except for an optional exercise mat, so let's go ahead and get started with our cardio warm-up. Our first exercise is going to be 30 seconds of a lateral pull. And start it up. Just alternating back and forth side to side in a shallow side lunge, crossing those arms in front of your chest, then squeezing those elbows back really nice and tight. Make sure all those muscles are nice and contracted. We want to slowly bring that heart rate up, slowly start warming that core temperature up. So take your time, move slowly at first, restrict that range of motion if you need to, then start trying to push more and more into that range of motion, moving a little bit more quickly as you start warming up and start stretching out those muscles. Alright, you got 5 seconds till we move to the next one, the front kicks. And switch it up. Those legs come straight out in front to a full extension with that leg. Just lift it up as high as is comfortable. Those arms come over your head when both feet are on the ground. As one leg comes up, you're going to pull those arms down towards those hips. Just keep that motion going. Make sure all those muscles are nice and tight. Those arms, those abdominal muscles, that core, all those leg muscles, everything's nice and solid every single time you lift that leg up, every single time you set it back down to get as much calorie burn as you can. Alright, we're moving to squats next. And switch it. Nice wide squat. Drop down as low as is comfortable. Tipping that chest forward slightly. You want to get a nice big arm motion. Getting those hands over top of your head as you stand up. Those arms come down in front of those legs as you squat down nice and low. Keep trying to push that range of motion as much as you can, as much as is comfortable. You should be getting really nice and warm by this point, possibly even starting to break a sweat. Just keep pushing it. Get that heart rate up just a little bit more. Got just about 5 seconds left till the next exercise, which is lateral hops. And switch it. Go ahead and start off with a really nice light hop. You're going to build into this range of motion as you go. So every single hop you do, try to get just a little bit further, trying to stay just a little bit lower with those hips to make it a little bit more difficult. So as you go through this should be getting harder and harder for you, trying to push yourself to wherever you're comfortable. Just remember, this is still a warm-up, so don't try to kill yourself on this. You're just trying to get that core temperature up. You're just trying to get that heart rate up. Just 5 seconds left until we switch to jumping jacks. And switch it. This is just a traditional jumping jack, nothing fancy, so those arms come out as those legs come out. Then as you snap those feet back together, those arms snap back down to those sides. Keep everything nice and solid to that shoulder and arm. Make sure those core muscles are nice and tight, as well as those legs. You want to make sure everything's nice and solid, controlling every single one of those motions you're doing. You don't want those arms and legs just to swing around. Just 5 seconds left till we switch to flutter kicks. And switch it up. Kick those feet back and forth in that flutter motion, then pop them out nice and wide as you drop down nice and low. Try to get those hips down to knee level. Keep in mind, this is still a warm-up. You're not trying to get a really, really hard workout on this one, so don't worry about pushing yourself to the point of not being able to breathe very well. You want to just keep this in that low cardio zone. Got 10 seconds left. Keep it going. Nice, easy motion. Just keep those feet moving. We're moving to side kicks next. And start it up. Just start kicking those legs back and forth left to right. You want to get a nice full extension of those legs, kicking them up as high as is comfortable, at the same time as rotating those shoulders left to right slightly. So as you kick that left leg off to the right side, you want to rotate those shoulders to the left towards that leg you're kicking. Just keep alternating back and forth, nice slow controlled motions. Remember, don't just kick it. You want a nice controlled motion as you extend that leg out and slowly drop it back down. Alright, we got up and outs next. And switch. There's a really nice quick hopping motion. You're going to be hopping on that left leg, bouncing that right knee out to the side, then up in front, and then switch legs so that left knee comes out to the side and then up in front. Just keep alternating back and forth. 2 hops on each leg, 2 lifts on each leg, and then switch it back. Just keep going, nice controlled motion. Again, don't worry about really pushing yourself, trying to kill yourself on this. This is just a warm-up. You just want that heart rate nice and high. You want that breathing rate to come up. You want their core temperature to come up. And let it relax. Alright, that is it for the warm-up. That means we're moving on to the regular routine for this next one. Remember, we're doing 2 different exercises per group. The first one is going to be a cardio exercise. We're doing 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 4 times through, and then we're going to finish it up with 50 seconds of a straight core exercise. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with our first one, the jump squats. And start them up. 20 seconds on. Now this is your high intensity interval part, so you want to push yourself as hard as you possibly can. You want to be almost dead by the time you're done with each one of these rounds. So really push yourself as hard as you can, trying to get as much of a jump as you can. Nice deep recoil every single time, and then right back into that jump. And go ahead and let it relax. You got 10 seconds rest before you start again. Go ahead and get ready. And start up. Another round of jumping squats, 20 seconds. Just 5 seconds left. Keep them going. Push as hard as you can. And let it relax. All right, you got 10 seconds to rest again. 2 more rounds to go. Go ahead and get ready. And start up. 20 seconds. Just 5 seconds left. Keep it going. And let it relax. All right, another 10 seconds of rest. You just have 1 more round to go. Go ahead and get ready. And start up. This is your last round of this. Make sure you're getting a really nice deep squat every single time. Jumping as hard as you possibly can every single time. You want that heart up really nice and high. You want that breathing rate up nice and high. You're going to be sweating like crazy by the time you're done. We only got a few seconds left before we switch into that core exercise, and then we switch to that next group. Just 2 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, good job. Let's go ahead and move into that core exercise, the V-sit leg drops. Go ahead and get ready. Get those legs up. And start. 1 leg at a time. You're going to drop them down to the ground, barely touch the ground, then bring that leg back up as high as you can while still keeping that leg nice and straight. You want to be leaning back just a little bit, nice flat back, using those hands for a little bit of support just to help you keep your balance. Now, if you want to make this exercise a little bit more difficult, you can always bring those hands up off the ground, hold them in front of your chest. Makes it much more difficult for those core muscles and those legs. Now, if you need to, just go ahead and leave those hands right where they are and focus more on that form, trying to get those legs nice and straight, keeping them straight as you can, barely tapping that floor with that heel every single time, trying to bring them up in front of that chest as much as possible every single time, keeping that back nice and flat. Should really be feeling it in those abdominal muscles, those hip flexors, as well as the front of that thigh, that quadricep. Now just 5 seconds left. We're almost done. Just keep it going. Nice solid form. And let it relax. All right, let's go and get ready for our next group. Starting off with a mountain climber get up for 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 4 rounds, and then finishing it off with a crunch pulse for 50 seconds. Go ahead and get ready. And start up. Drop down into that mountain climber position. You're going to move those feet back and forth 3 times, then stand up, then right back down. Now you want to make sure that you're using an alternating leg every single time you go back down. So the easiest way to do that is as you go down, you're going to go 3 times those kicks, and then that last leg you bring up is going to be the first leg you put back down for that next round. And go ahead and let it relax. You got 10 seconds to rest before we start that second round. Go ahead and get ready. And start up. Remember, 3 leg motions with that mountain climber motion, then stand back up, then right back down again. Remember, that last leg you bring up is going to be the first one you put back down. You should be alternating which leg that is every single time. 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, that's the end of round number 2. You got 2 more to go. Go ahead and get ready for round 3. And start them up. Five seconds left. And let it relax. All right, that's the end of round number 3. You got 1 more to go. Go ahead and get ready. And start them up. This is your last round. Really push it nice and hard. Make those motions nice and quick. Stand back up nice and quick. Right back down nice and quick. Move those feet as fast as you can. Then right back into it again. We're almost done. Just a few seconds left. 5 more. and let it relax. All right, good job. Go and drop it down to the ground. We've got 50 seconds of crunch pulses next. Go ahead and get ready. And start them up. Bring those hands out in front of that body, crunching up towards those knees. You want to get a nice tight squeeze at the top of that range of motion every single time, just a couple of inches at the top of that range of motion, trying to keep those shoulder blades up off the ground as much as you possibly can. Now those abdominal muscles should be completely contracted the entire time. They should never ever release while you're doing this. So you should be crunching as tightly as you possibly can at the very top of that range of motion, never letting those abs release to get a really nice burn out of those stomach muscles. Now we're a little over halfway done. We got just about 20 seconds left. Keep going, nice tight squeeze. Keep those abs engaged. Make sure all those other muscles are contracted as well, just to get a little extra calorie burn out of it. And we're almost done, just 5 seconds left. Keep it going, nice tight squeeze. Keep those shoulder blades up and let it relax. All right, let's go and move on to the next group. Our cardio exercise is going to be 4 butt kickers plus 2 jack steps. Again, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 4 times through. And then we're going to finish it off with a mountaintop Russian twist. All right, let's go ahead and start out with those butt kickers. 4 repetitions, and then you can do 2 jack steps, and then another 4 butt kickers. Just keep alternating back and forth. Now, if you can, really focus on making sure you alternate which leg you start that butt kicker with every single time, just to make sure you're keeping everything really nice and even left to right. You don't build up a dominant leg or locking yourself into always wanting to use the same leg first. All right, go ahead and let it relax. You got 10 seconds to rest. That was the end of our first round. You got 3 more to go. Let's go ahead and get ready for round number 2. And start them up. 4 butt kickers, 2 jack steps. Now remember, this is the high intensity interval portion of this group, so make sure you're really pushing yourself on this one. You want to move those legs as quickly as you can, really trying to bring your heart rate up, really trying to burn as many calories as possible. So if you need to, check and make sure all the rest of those muscles of your body are tensed as well. And let it relax. All right, that is round number 2 done. That means we got 2 more to go before we switch off to that core exercise. Go ahead and get ready for round number 3 and start it up. And just 5 seconds left. Keep that motion going really nice and quick, really pushing yourself. And let it relax. All right, another 10-second rest. You got 1 more round to go through before we do that core exercise. Let's go ahead and get ready for that next round. And start it up. Nice and quick, 20 seconds left. 4 butt kickers, 2 jack steps, alternating back and forth every single time. Make sure you're really pushing yourself as hard as you can. This is your last one through, so really be huffing and puffing by the time you're done. Just 5 seconds left. Keep it going. Really push it. And let it relax. All right, good job. Drop it down on the ground. You got 10 seconds to set up for that mountaintop Russian twist. Sitting on that tailbone, nice flat back, legs out in front of you. Go ahead and lean back to a 45 and start up. Start by dropping those hands down to that right side, down to that right hip. Bring those hands back up over top of your chest, in front of your chest, a little bit above your head, and then down across to the left side of your body, and then back up. Just keep alternating back and forth, nice slow fluid motion. Keep those abdominal muscles nice and contracted. You want a little tiny bit of a rotation and crunch as you drop those hands down to each side. Every time those arms come back up, you want that back perfectly flat from a straight line coming off those hips to that shoulder. Make sure you're doing a nice slow controlled motion. You don't want to twist back and forth really quickly. This is a slow controlled squeeze every single time. And we are almost done, just 10 seconds left. Keep that motion going, under control. I know those muscles are probably starting to burn a little bit by now, but make sure you keep pushing through it. We're almost done, just a couple seconds left. And let it relax. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next group. Starting off with ski squat jacks, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 4 times through, and then 50 seconds of reverse crunch. All right, let's go ahead and get ready for that first round. Ski squat jacks, and start them up. Starting with those feet really nice and close together, you're going to squat down as low as is comfortable, then hop up real quick, pop those feet out, then right back down into that really nice close squat. Take your time dropping down and recoiling into that squat, but as soon as you get to the bottom, hop really quickly, snap those feet out, right back together again before you drop back down into that squat. All right, go ahead and let it relax. We got 10 seconds to rest before we start into round number 2. Go ahead and get ready. And start them up again. Focus on keeping all those muscles really nice and tight, contracting those arms, that chest, that upper back, those abdominal muscles, obliques and lower back, everything nice and solid. Try to burn as many calories as you can. We only have a few seconds left. You want to try to push yourself as hard as you can. 5 more seconds. Keep going. And let it relax. All right, good job. You got another round of rest. 2 more rounds to go before you switch to that core exercise. Go ahead and get ready. And start up again for round number 3. And that is halfway right there. Keep that motion going nice and strong. Trying to get a nice deep squat every single time. Just 4 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, you got another 10 seconds to rest. We have 1 more round to go before we go into that core exercise. Go ahead and get ready. And start up again, your last time through. Now it's halfway done right there. Keep pushing yourself as hard as you can. This is your last one. Just got a few seconds left. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and let it relax. All right, go ahead and drop down to the ground. We've got reverse crunches for 50 seconds. Go ahead and get ready. And start them up. Now most people do reverse crunches wrong, so make sure you really focus on moving very, very slowly. Just curling those hips up off the ground as best you can without tucking those knees into your chest. The more momentum you get swinging those knees into your chest, the easier it's going to be. So take as much time as you can to slowly curl those hips in up towards those shoulders and then slowly let them drop back down. Don't just squeeze them in really quickly and then let them drop. You want a nice tight squeeze, slowly pulling in, and then slowly letting them drop right back down, but don't let those abs completely release. You want to keep just a little bit of a hover underneath those hips, and then crunch them right back in again. Now you just have 10 seconds left. Keep that motion going nice and slow under control. I know those abs are probably getting tired by this point, so make sure you really focus on getting a nice slow squeeze. And let it relax. All right, this is our halfway point right here. We're going to give you a little bit of a break, but make sure it's an active rest, so get up and move around. Don't let yourself completely stop moving. Now you can hit pause if you need a little bit longer break. Otherwise, we'll start back in here in just a couple seconds. All right, let's go and get ready for that next round. Our first exercise is going to be a twisted high knee, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 4 times through, followed up by a bicycle crunch for 50 seconds. Let's go ahead and get ready. And start up, twisted high knees. Now there's pretty much just a traditional high knee motion, just driving those knees up as high as you can, but adding in a shoulder rotation with it. So you're going to twist those shoulders off to each side, getting as much of a rotation as you can while still moving as quickly as possible. There's 5 seconds left, keep pushing through it. And go ahead and let it relax. That's your first round done. We've got 3 more to go. Let's get ready for round number 2. And start them up. Nice quick motion with those knees. Barely let that foot touch the ground before you drive that knee right back up. Then rotating those shoulders as much as you can, as quickly as possible. Got 10 seconds left. We're halfway through. Keep going. Nice strong form. 5 seconds left. Keep driving those knees. And let it relax. 10 seconds to rest. That's halfway. You got 2 done. We got 2 more to go. Go ahead and get ready for round number 3. And start up. Nice quick motion, driving those knees up. Now those legs are probably starting to get tired by this point, but keep driving them as hard as you possibly can. Remember, this is the high intensity portion. You want to be pushing yourself as much as you possibly can the entire time. We're almost done, just 5 seconds left. Keep those knees going, keep those shoulders rotating, and let it relax. All right, you got another 10 seconds to rest, and then 1 more round. All right, let's go and get ready for that last round. And start it up. Push it as hard as you can. This is your last one. Make sure you don't have any energy left by the time you're finished. Push yourself 100%, driving those knees up as high as you possibly can, rotating those shoulders. You're halfway through already. Keep those feet moving, barely letting them touch for just a split second before you drive those knees right back up. You're almost done. And let it relax. All right, drop it down to the ground. We've got bicycle crunches coming up next. All right, laying flat on your back, one knee tucked in, hands back behind your head, and start them up. Get a nice circular pattern going with those feet, just like you're pedaling a bicycle. driving that foot out, up at about a 45-degree angle, and then slowly down towards the ground as you draw that foot back in, as that other leg is on the opposite side of that circle. Just keep that motion going nice and slow, under control, getting a nice tight crunch, rotating those shoulders back and forth every single time one of those knees comes in. Left elbow down to that right knee, right elbow down to that left knee. Just keep it going, nice tight squeeze on those abs every single time. And we're almost done, just 10 seconds left. Keep those legs moving in that nice circular pattern. Keep that form as clean as you can. Rotating those shoulders back and forth. Nice tight squeeze on that crunch. And let it relax. All right, good job. Let's go ahead and move on to the next group. Our first exercise is going to be a broad jump plus 3 hops. Again, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 4 times through. And then our core exercise is going to be a reclined rotation. Let's go ahead and get ready, starting off that broad jump in 3 hops. And start it up. You want to take a really nice long jump forward and then take 3 short hops to get back to that start position, and then jump it again. You want to try to push as much effort into that jump forward as you possibly can, and then in just a nice quick hop, popping back to that start position. Now we're almost done, just a few seconds left. And let it relax. All right, you got 10 seconds to rest. That was the end of our first round. You got 3 more to go. Let's go ahead and get ready for round number 2. And start up. Remember, 1 nice big long jump forward, 3 small hops back, then jump forward again. Make sure you're pushing 100% into every single time you jump forward. Those 3 little hops back are just a nice easy way to get back to that start position. Keep every single muscle in that body nice and tensed. We're almost done, just a few seconds left. And let it relax. All right, that was the end of round number 2. You got 2 more to go. Let's go ahead and get ready for round number 3. And start up. Nice big jump forward, 3 small hops back, nice big jump forward again. Make sure when you do that big jump forward, you try to land as lightly as you can. Heel first, then toe, nice and slow, recoil down, and then start that hop back. You want to try to keep that impact on that leg as light as possible as you do these jumps. And go ahead and let it relax. That's the end of round number 3. You got 1 more to go. All right, let's go ahead and get ready for that last round. And start up. 1 nice big jump forward, 3 small hops back. Remember, try to get a really, really deep jump as you go forward. And then as you hit that ground, you want a nice and slow recoil down as close to the ground as you can, a nice deep squat, and then hop those feet back. Try to keep that impact on those legs as light as possible. We're almost done, just a few seconds left. And let it relax. All right, go ahead and drop down to the ground. We've got the reclined rotations coming up next. Sitting on that tailbone, nice flat back, lean back to a 45-degree angle. 1 arm comes off to the side, sweeping that ground behind you, then come back up to the center, then off with the other arm and back up. Just a nice slow controlled motion, rotating those shoulders as best you can without letting that lower back around. Just keep alternating back and forth, staying in that 45-degree angle. You don't want to crunch forward. You don't want to lean forward over those hips. You want to try to stay back as far as you can. The further you extend those legs out away from you, the more you can lean back, the harder it's going to be for those abdominal muscles, those hip flexors, those quadriceps, as well as those obliques. And we're almost done, just 10 seconds left. Keep that motion going nice and slow and in control. Keep rotating back and forth, keeping that chest up towards the ceiling. Couple seconds left. And let it relax. All right, good job. That was the end of that round. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. It's going to be 2 hooks plus 2 uppercuts, 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 4 times through, followed by an oblique jackknife crunch. All right, let's go ahead and get ready for that first cardio component, the 2 hooks and 2 uppercuts, and start it up. So 2 hooks, 2 uppercuts, switch those feet, and then do it again. Just alternate back and forth, nice quick hop, switching your stance, and then do that same progression again, 2 hooks, 2 uppercuts. Just keep it going. Make sure all those muscles in your body are nice and tense to burn as many calories as you can. We just got a few seconds left. And let it relax. All right, that was the end of your first round. You got 3 more to go. Let's go ahead and get ready for that second round. And start up again. 2 hooks, 2 uppercuts, switch that stance, do it again, then switch it back. Remember, keep all those muscles really nice and tight. Make sure you're burning as many calories as you can by keeping every single muscle through your body tensed and constantly working against yourself to do each one of these motions. We're almost done, just a few seconds left. Keep it going. and let it relax. All right, that was the end of round number 2. You got 2 more rounds to go. Let's go ahead and get ready for that third round. And start up. 2 hooks, 2 uppercuts, switch those feet. Make sure everything's nice and tensed. Swinging those arms as hard as you can. Make sure you're working against yourself the entire time. Halfway done. Almost done, just 5 seconds left. Keep pushing it. And let it relax. All right, you got another 10-second rest. We got 1 more round to go. Let's go ahead and get ready for that last one. And start them up. 2 hooks, 2 uppercuts, switch stance, and repeat. Just keep it going back and forth, nice and solid. Make sure you're really working against yourself the entire time, burning as many calories as you can, getting that heart up really nice and high, breathing like crazy, making sure every single muscle is completely dead. We're almost done, just a few seconds left. And let it relax. All right, go ahead and drop it down to the ground. We've got the oblique jackknife crunch next. Laying out flat on the ground, hands up above your head, legs out straight, core tight. And start up. Bring that right hand up to that left foot, and then left hand up to that right foot. Just keep alternating back and forth. Nice tight crunch at the top of that range of motion, trying to get that hand all the way up to that foot as close as you can. Nice and slow, rotating it back down, and then switch over the other side. Just make sure you get a tight squeeze every single time, and make sure you don't let those abdominal muscles release when you let that hand and foot drop back down to the ground. Just keep it going. That's about halfway right there. Nice solid motions. Make sure you're going under control. Don't just swing that arm and leg. Slowly up and slowly back down. And just 10 seconds left. Keep that motion going. Make sure everything's still nice and tight. Contracting all those muscles. Just 5 seconds left. Almost done. And let it relax. All right, let's go ahead and move on to that next group. Lunge with a toe touch, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 4 times through, followed by an alternating plank kick. All right, let's go ahead and get ready for those lunging toe touch crunches. And start them up. Nice and quick, hopping back and forth, kicking one leg off to the side, reaching down to that center foot with that opposite arm from leg, then right back up, hopping over to the other side. Just keep alternating back and forth, keep everything nice and solid. A nice quick motion the entire time. Just a few seconds left. And let it relax. 10-second break. That's 1 round done. Means we've got 3 more to go. Let's go ahead and get ready for round number 2. And start them up. Nice quick motion, alternating back and forth, reaching that hand down to that toe every single time, getting a really good range of motion, nice deep lunge every single time. That back knee should be almost touching the ground if you can. Keeping that motion really nice and quick. We're almost done, just 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, 10-second rest. That's 2 sets down. You got 2 more to go. Let's go and get ready for round number 3. And start them up. Nice quick motion, alternating back and forth. Again, keep all those muscles nice and tensed. Burn as many calories as you possibly can because this is actually your last cardio component of this routine. You have 1 more round of this, and then we have your core exercise, and then we're completely done with this routine. So keep pushing it. We're almost done. And let it relax. All right, that was the end of round number 3. We have 1 more to go. All right, let's go and get ready for that 4th round. This is your last one. Make sure you push it as hard as you can and start it up. Really push it, reach down to those toes, moving as quickly as you possibly can. Make sure all those other muscle groups, even if they're not being used, are nice and tensed. We're halfway through. Keep pushing it to burn as many calories as you can. We're almost done. 5 seconds left. Keep pushing it as hard as you can. And let it relax. All right, go ahead and drop it down to the ground for a push-up position, and we're going to be doing a plank kick next. Let's go ahead and get ready. Come up into that push-up position. And start up. Kick 1 foot off to the side. Keep it up in that plank position. To make it a little bit harder, don't let that foot touch the ground as you kick it off to the side underneath you. Tuck that knee up underneath just a little bit more and rotate those hips without rotating those shoulders. Now you want to make sure you're burning as many calories with this exercise as possible, so make sure you keep every single muscle in your body contracted, even if it's not necessarily helping this exercise. Just keep pushing through it as hard as you possibly can. Now we just passed halfway. Keep those legs moving. Try to get that leg up off the ground. Try not to let it touch the ground as you kick it out to the side to make it a little bit more difficult. Also, the further forward you have those hands, the more those arms are going to have to work to support your weight. So pick a placement with those hands that's going to be difficult enough for you, but not too hard that your form starts to fail. Now we got just 5 seconds left. Keep it going. We're almost done. And let it relax. All right, good job. That is the end of this routine. This workout is complete. You just finished another one of Fitness Blender's HIIT cardio and ab workouts.